Alright, another day in the Nonary Game. Now we shall go to Warehouse B. This...
It looks like another warehouse.
Indeed, with white chromatic doors this time. I guess there's one on this floor too then. Makes sense. I guess as much when I saw the map. What's that over there?
Probably more graffiti. There was one on floor A too, remember?
Yeah, there was, but...
Never mind that. There's someone else here.
Is that Dio?
Looks like it. Let's go see what he's up to.
Alright. Hey yo, ding dong! It's Dio. What up? What are you doing here, Dio?
Oh, nothing. Just going with the flow, you know? Seeing where life takes me.
You don't seem to have any interest in searching for Quark.
Why would I? Do we even know he's really missing? Maybe the little shit's just off having nap time somewhere. So I figure, let sleeping dogs lie, right? Or kids, in this case, I guess. If we wake him up, he might realize he's got enough BP to blow this popsicle stand and ditch us. That happens, it's all over.
Well, knowing Quark, he definitely wouldn't live without Tenmyouji, so
We'll be stuck in here for the rest of our lives. Which probably won't be that long.
But given the fact that he's infected with Radical 6... In fact, he probably wouldn't even escape at all. He would probably be... well... you know... in the rest of our lives.
Yeah, did I stutter? Or did you just forget? Zero Jr. told us, remember?
The number 9 door only opens once. Once that happens, it's all over. It'll close for good after 9 seconds, so if you're not careful, you could get stuck.
Close for good, huh? I have to admit, I kind of forgotten that detail. But if Zero Jr. had been telling the truth, we wouldn't be able to get out until we died. Hell, even that might not be enough. Maybe they just leave our corpses there to rot. Somebody did a little flip.
So, what are you guys here for? Did you bring Fi here so I can kill her?
What?
Oh, really? You already forgotten your little stunt earlier? We're damn lucky Kate chose ally. If he hadn't, you'd be hanging from that crane right now.
Sounds like you're getting a little desperate. Word of advice, Dio. That's not a smart attitude to have here. All you'll do is make sure that whoever plays against you in the AB game won't pick ally.
You talk as if I give a fuck. I already know I won't be up against you two.
Why not?
Kay and I are the yellow pair. You guys are the magenta pair, right? Two pairs can't go through the same chromatic door. Simple enough for you?
How do you know our colors?
Kay told me. He was here a while ago. Speaking of which, Tenmyouji and Clover were here too. Guess everybody misses my company. Anyway, that's how I know what everyone's colors are.
Was Kay by himself?
Yeah.
What about Luna?
Luna? Haven't seen her.
I see.
Anyway, Kay and I won't be pairing with you two. We'll be taking the blue solo.
That's Alice's bracelet. But how did he know that?
Oh, come on. Really that thick? Look at the doors in front of you. These are the next chromatic doors.
So the next color is white?
Bingo. See that thing next to the door there? Looks familiar, doesn't it? Yes. Yes, it does.
I get it. You and Kay are both yellow. You can get yellow by adding red and green together. If you add blue to that...
it becomes white.
Exactly.
You get magenta by adding red and blue together, and then adding green to that gives you white. So that means Fi and I would need to pair up with the green solo, which is Luna. Huh. So it's Luna once again. And this is the third time in a row. From what I remember, we were with Luna in the first round too. And the second one, now we're gonna be paired up with Luna once again for the third time.
Right.
That means the other three would be in the same team as before. Tenmyouji, Clover, and Quark. We know that Tenmyouji is a red solo and Clover is a cyan pair, so...
The only one left is the other cyan pair, so we can assume that's what Quark is.
Could there be any other combinations?
No. There's only one option this time.
Always one option.
All we gotta do now is wait for these white doors to open.
Which we still have 45 minutes left before it's time to meet up with everybody else. Or, no, wait, hold on a second. 45 minutes until the chromatic doors open. We only got 5 minutes left before it's time to meet up with everybody else. We should get back to floor A.
Sorry, but I'm gonna stay here.
Floor A, it's amore.
Moving around so much is a pain in the ass.
It's amore. Nobody invited you. Come on, Fi.
Right. On my way.
Alright, Fi, let's go. Boy, I have been through many of these places throughout this entire Nonary game. I remember it like the back of my palm. Just like the academies of the Danganronpa series. Huh? Something up? Why did you just stop?
Well... You see that clock over there? The one that looks like the sun?
Oh. Alright, you were thinking of that. I was thinking... Well, I assumed that you were thinking of a drink. Fine. And in which case, maybe Jack Daniels would be good. Yeah.
It reminded me of something we saw earlier.
What do you mean?
Remember the graffiti on floor B? You remember what it said?
Memento Mori, right?
Do you know what that means?
It's Latin for something like, be aware of death, or remember death. I think it's usually used to mean, we're all going to die someday, so don't forget about your own mortality.
What about the other part?
Well, I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right? If the 9th lion ate the sun. I mean, yeah, it's kind of nonsense, but... Oh, I get it. That's what the clock made you think of, right? The sun, that sentence.
Yeah. Did you notice anything strange about that graffiti?
I mean, besides the sun, there's also the fact that they spelled 9th wrong. Yeah, it is the fact that Zero Senior has a hard-on for lions eating suns in this Nonary game. And I still have no idea what the flippity-doo-dah it means. Apart from the fact that it made no sense. Not really.
Wrong answer. Maybe you're not the eagle eye I thought you were.
Hey, just live and be. Fine, come on.
I guess I have to do everything. Part of it was spelled wrong. Specifically, they spelled 9th wrong. It should be N-I-N-T-H. But the graffiti had N-I-N-E-T-H.
Oh. Yeah, I guess you're right. They just put an extra E in there.
Exactly.
And that's kind of a bonehead mistake. You know, we have all sorts of number 9s in this. We have the number 9 door, we have 9 seconds until the number 9 door closes, we have 9 over here, but my god, does it have, like I said, it has a hard-on for lions eating suns. Like, what the hell does that have to do with anything? Do you think it was, like, a kid who wrote it?
Maybe it wasn't a mistake at all.
I'm not following.
Maybe Zero put that E in there on purpose.
But why?
Maybe because he didn't have enough letters otherwise.
What? So you mean to say that if we rearrange the letters in a specific way, we get something else? So they just put a random E in there to complete it. Okay.
Anyway, if Zero wrote that graffiti, then it's got to be significant.
Remember death. If the ninth lion ate the sun. Huh.
Shit. Hey, it's already 2 minutes past time.
Yeah, you got that right.
We should get moving.
Alright, let's go. Right. Alright. We're back over here, guys. Huh? Okay, Luna aren't here.
Astute observation.
What should we do?
What do you mean, what should we do? All we can do is wait. We don't want to end up missing each other by accident.
Yeah. Guess you got a point. Hey, where are you going?
Just want to check something really quick.
Check what?
The last time we saw Alice alive, she was right here. Remember? She was kneeling down looking at something on the ground.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. What do you think she was looking at? Huh?
Find something?
Isn't this blood?
Uh-huh. Nice work there, Sigma.
Okay, I don't need you to pat me on the back. It makes me feel stupid or something.
The truth hurts.
The truth is indeed a harsh mistress. But whose blood is this?
So, blood, huh? Oh my god.
I suddenly looked up at the ceiling. I followed her gaze. I found myself looking up at the metal crane. Oh, relax. It's not like Dio killed somebody by hanging them from the metal crane. There is no way he can even get there in the first place. Did he seriously get scared of a possibility like that, coming from Dio? It was the kind you might see in a shipyard. The sort that moves along a metal track, and has a claw to grab and lift cargo containers. So, what's the deal with the crane? What? Damn, gone again. Man, like before, she's like a ninja. Stop running around. Just tell me what you found.
I noticed something.
Oh yeah? And what, pray tell, was that?
The same thing Clover and Alice noticed.
That's... Can you just tell me?
Look at the number 6 AB room. The side that's facing the wall has blood on it. What's the first thing you think of when you hear blood?
Vampires?
Yeah, this whole thing kinda sucks, right? Come on! This is no time to be screwing around. I'm talking about this thing. The handkerchief Alice had. There's some blood on it that we assume belonged to the old lady. Consider this for a moment. Let's say this thing was on the floor next to the rightmost AB room. We'll assume that the blood on the side facing the wall came from this handkerchief. Okay, then what?
Alice was looking at the handkerchief.
Right. What do you think was going through her mind?
Oh my god. Don't tell me that somebody got squished by the AB room itself when the crane moved it. Why is there a blood-stained handkerchief here? Or something along those lines?
And?
Did this belong to the old woman? It must have.
And?
But if it did, then who put it here? Or wait, maybe someone just dropped it. Or they could have thrown it here.
And?
You want more?
You're almost there.
Getting hotter. Where has this handkerchief been here? Something like that?
Yes, exactly. So how long do you think it was here?
Well, I imagine it wasn't here from the start.
Wait, when's the start?
You know, when we started. When you and I escaped from the AB room through the hatch on the roof. The first thing we did after we got out and met everyone except for Clover and Kay was go look at the number 9 door. We spent a lot of time examining the AB rooms too. Yeah, I know we looked at this from this exact angle. I'm pretty sure there wasn't any handkerchief there then. There wasn't... Wait.
Huh. Finally figured it out, huh?
No way. But... why move it? Why is Zero Jr. moving these AB rooms from one place to another? The AB room moved?
Yeah,
Was it that crane?
probably. They moved the rightmost one all the way to the left. So, what was in the leftmost AB room?
The body of the old woman.
And who was trapped in there when the Nonary Game started?
Oh, it would have been the AB room on the right at first, so... Luna. So, our initial thought that the old woman's body was inside the room where Kay and Clover were is... false. It was actually inside with Luna on the furthest to the right. But between the start and the first round, the crane moved to the room from the right to the left. I mean, it does make sense. Everybody woke up in pairs in each room, except for Kay and Clover, who also had this third person inside their room, dead. But if it was with Luna, well, actually, it doesn't necessarily have to have been with two people like in each room. I mean, Tenmyouji and Alice were all alone in their room, so yeah. For the third time, I walked off without saying anything. My body felt like lead, but I forced myself to follow her. But if that's the case, then the suspicion would fall on Luna. And she said nothing about this. Oh, good Christ, why?
What do you think this is?
Well, I thought it was just paint from the graffiti at first, but I'm guessing you don't think so. Is that more of the old woman's blood?
Seems like it.
In which case, this is a lot of blood coming from the old woman. So Lana would have killed her here, then taken her to the rightmost AB room. After that, she would have moved the room with the body in it so that no one would suspect her. That would mean the first person to get out was Luna, not Alice. So, what about that handkerchief?
This thing? Here, look. You see this line? It's possible that line is from whatever the weapon was, which means this might have been wrapped around whatever was used to kill the old woman. So maybe Luna wrapped the weapon with this handkerchief, and then threw it between the rightmost room and the one next to it. Then when the room was moved, it came out.
That means Alice picked up the weapon along with the handkerchief.
Seems pretty likely. This is all just speculation, understand? There are a whole lot of things we still don't know.
Yeah, it's a mystery, alright. I mean, just thinking that Luna was the one that killed that old woman already hurts my head. And not to mention that it feels... it feels false. We got a confession from Dio before that he killed the old woman, so he could have been the one that put the body inside the AB room. Just because Luna was inside with the body doesn't necessarily make her the killer, cause if she did that, why would she put her body in her own AB room once the game started? That would have made things suspicious for her. People would have thought of her as a killer. And if she was the killer, she could have put the body inside someone else's room but her own from the start. No need for this crane game of moving the room from right to left in order to do the job. She could have just put the body inside someone else's room without moving the AB room in the first place. It feels kind of... it complicates this too much. And if we are to think of Dio as the killer, it would make much more sense. He would put the body inside Luna's room, and then have everyone be suspicious of Luna instead of Dio. That seems more likely to me. For example, why would Luna leave the AB room, murder the old woman, and then carry the body back and hide it in the same room? Yeah, I'm asking this as well. I guess it's possible she just wanted to hide the body. But we still don't have any idea why she would have wanted to kill her in the first place. It's also worth noting that Zero Jr. seems to have let all this slide. He's supposed to be making sure the game goes according to plan, but... yeah. If we are to think that Luna did it... She probably was thinking of the AB room being moved to the left in the first place. Otherwise, it would have been a mistake to leave it in her own room. But in order for the room to be moved to the left in the first place, Zero Jr. would have to help. Unless Luna somehow had access to the crane. Somehow. And we don't know that. So far there have been 2 murders and he hasn't done anything about either of them. Do you think that means Luna is Zero Senior? Okay, well, unless Luna is Zero Senior, in which case she would have control, but... even if she was, though, I'm not sure why she killed the old woman. It's possible that she was some kind of intruder who wasn't supposed to be here, but... if Luna's Zero Senior, couldn't he have just found a better place to hide the body? She'd have access to the entire facility. That's not all either. There's more! Let's say Luna moved the AB room to divert suspicion away from herself. If that's the case, why did she leave the handkerchief and the weapon there? She had to have known that they'd be discovered after she moved the room. Yeah... which, again, maybe she didn't initially have that in mind. But if she did, then she would have hidden the handkerchief and the knife, like, between the rooms in the center, not necessarily, like, right near her own room. Besides, when and how did she operate that crane? Luna was with us since we first got out of the AB rooms all the way till when we found the old woman's body. You, me, and her went through the magenta door and investigated the lounge. Then, we went down to floor B together, and came back to the warehouse. By then, the room must have been moved. Of course! Ha! Why didn't I see that sooner? Luna has an alibi. She could have moved the AB room. We are her alibi.
Interesting. I have to admit, you've got a point.
Wait, what? You didn't even put up a fight? Oh, your logic was pretty good there, Sigma, so...
You're going to make me repeat myself. I never said Luna was the killer.
But it is a possibility.
Still, I have a feeling Alice thought she was, which would mean that Clover probably does too.
Oh, you mean that stuff she said about what she noticed?
Right.
Hey, Fly?
Hmm?
I start to get a really bad feeling about this. We were supposed to meet the others 20 minutes ago, but there's no one here. Oh god.
You're right.
What the fuck happened to the others? Kay, Luna, Dio, Tenmyouji, Clover? Where the fuck are they? I mean, Dio doesn't give a shit, so what about the others? Ah, there you go.
Sigma. Phi. There you are.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I have some bad news. Luna.
Oh no. Please, please don't tell me that she is...
Luna is dead.
I hope to God it's not murder. And I hope to God she wasn't murdered by who I think it is. It is Gollum! He did it! Nah, in all seriousness, I hope it's not her.
She's in room 2 in the crew quarters. The same room where Alice was murdered.
And this was the first time I touched a body and felt cold skin. I thought it might get easier, but it only got worse. I didn't think I'd ever get used to it, but I didn't want to. My hands began to shake, and I tried to steady them as I pressed a pair of fingers to her neck to check for a pulse. Nothing, of course. Luna was dead. Her eyes were flat and empty. The pupils dilated in what could have been terror. It felt surreal. Like I might blink and then she would sit up again. She would smile and blush and look away nervously. And everything would be alright. I blinked. She lay there. Still dead and pale.
And I trust him.
Grief cracked open like an egg and rage clambered out, hot and angry and screaming. It clawed at the inside of my chest and pounded at the back of my eyes. I squeezed them shut and ground my teeth. My hands balled into fists so tight they hurt. I took a deep breath and opened my eyes again. Another breath. I stood up and realized Kay was talking.
I believe she was poisoned. See here. This device is some sort of syringe.
Yeah, we have the syringe gun.
I think it's called an injection gun. You can just put whatever you want in one of those vials and then pull the trigger. It's kind of like the needles in these bracelets.
So I guess we're talking about tubercularine.
The drug they used is the same as well. The label on the vial says tubocurarine.
The muscle relaxant.
Yes. Since it's empty, I can only assume Luna was injected with it. You see the mark on her neck? I believe it is safe to assume that is where her attacker injected the drug. Perhaps they chose the neck for the carotid artery.
Then your guess is probably correct. Luna was injected with tubocurarine, and it killed her.
What about the others?
Should I go get them?
Oh yes, totally. We have a mystery to solve here. We have to find the killer. Which is Gollum! It has to be Gollum! No, never mind. Eh? I wanted to get your story first.
What do you mean?
When you left us, you and Luna went off together, right?
Yes?
But when we talked to Dio downstairs, he said he only seen you, not Luna. Why is that?
Luna and I split up as soon as we got to floor B. We determined it would be more efficient.
Okay. How long has it been since you split up?
2 of us working separately could cover more ground in less time.
Alright, so why were you late?
What?
You didn't show up till 20 minutes past the time we were supposed to meet. Sigma's asking you what you were doing.
I was resuscitating.
For 20 minutes? You know, Kay, when you try to resuscitate someone to bring them back to life, if it lasts more than 10 minutes, it's kind of pointless afterwards. Just saying. Resuscitating?
Let me explain how I found her. I had gone to the warehouse 5 minutes before our meeting time. You had yet to show up, as had Luna. I believe I was standing between the yellow and cyan doors. Some minutes later, I heard something. It came from behind the cyan door and sounded like a woman's scream. Well, it was actually quite faint. It was several doors away, after all. And as such, I couldn't quite make out what was being said, or even if I had heard it at all. It seemed entirely possible that I had imagined it. I heard no other sounds for a few minutes following the scream. Eventually, the silence made me uncomfortable. Perhaps something had happened. So, I made my way to the crew quarters. As I entered the hallway, I noticed that the door to room 2 was slightly ajar. That was when I first suspected something was amiss. You can imagine the rest, I'm sure. I ran into the room and found Luna on the floor.
So you're saying you spent a good 20 minutes trying to resuscitate her?
Yes. I deduced that she had been injected with tubocurarine. Her heart had stopped, so I attempted CPR. To the best of my abilities, at least. With this mask, I was obviously unable to provide artificial respiration.
I see. Yeah, I understand. So I guess instead of using your mouth, you did what Mr. Bean tried to do to resuscitate the old man. Blow wind inside the guy's mouth with his hands. Why didn't you tell us?
Because I had no reason to believe you would be in the warehouse.
But didn't you think that it was past the 40-minute mark, though?
If you weren't, I would have wasted precious time. I chose instead to begin resuscitation immediately. As you know, even a short time without oxygen can cause serious brain damage. I felt time was of the essence. But
I mean, if we're talking about someone who killed the old woman, Kay would have a motive to kill the person that killed the old woman, as it was shown in the last timeline, but it isn't Luna. And I doubt that Kay even reached that conclusion in this, in comparison to last time. I'm having my doubts that Kay did it. So it has to be Gollum!
Hey, how much time passed between when you heard the scream and when you came in here and found her?
I'm afraid I can't say exactly. But I would hazard a guess that it was around 3 minutes.
Did you see the killer?
No, I did not.
Then they had 3 minutes to escape.
That would have been plenty of time. When you leave this room, immediately to your left is a door that connects to the hallway. I assume they left that way.
Is there any chance they hid in this room somewhere?
No. I examined the room thoroughly before I left to find you. May I say something?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not sure if this has anything to do with Luna, but there was something I wanted to point out. Look at Alice. Do you notice anything?
The knife? The knife is gone! What the fuck?
The weapon.
It's gone.
Indeed. The wound suggests a knife, but I doubt we'll know now.
Then did the killer take it?
How would I know?
Maybe they took it before Luna was murdered.
Why are you asking me?
If they had it, why not use it to kill Luna?
Yeah, that would make sense.
What?
Sigma, if you were going to kill someone, which of these two methods would you use?
I won't kill anyone. Ah. A trap question that can be asked sometimes. You wouldn't kill anybody. That would be a third option. For morality's sake.
This is hypothetical.
Okay. It is hypothetical, however, so what would it be, Sigma? What would you choose?
I would choose the injection gun.
Oh. Hello there. Different voice for K.
Right? Most people would choose that. The more you can divorce yourself from the actual killing, the easier it is to kill someone. There's a big difference between stabbing someone and injecting them with poison.
So you're saying they took the knife before they killed her?
No. I don't know either way. They could have taken it afterwards. There's no way for us to know.
Could they have done that in the 3 minutes before Kate got here?
It's not impossible. 3 minutes is longer than you think. Anyway, what I was trying to say is that I don't know when they took the knife or whatever it was. We came here to get Alice's bracelet, and then Kay came by later. There was probably about a 30-minute window. Anyone could have taken it. They might not even have been the same person who killed Luna. Or it could be. There really isn't any way to know. And if we don't know, we really shouldn't try and draw conclusions. That could color our reasoning, and that's not good. Conclusions without any evidence are useless. So just forget any conclusions you might have come up with. Save that brain space for something more useful. Well, I think that about covers it. We clear?
Yeah, we're clear. Yeah.
Good.
Yes. Yes, Fi.
Anyway,
Yes, teacher.
we should tell the others.
About Luna, you mean?
Yeah.
We should go to the white doors then. Dio should still be there. Hopefully Tenmyouji and Clover will be there as well.
Yeah, good point. Once it's time to open that door, I'm sure they'll show up. Kay nodded and picked up Luna's bracelet.
Please, take this with you.
He held it out to me. I stared down at the bracelet. Well, I guess this makes it easier for us to choose ally and get points. Though, yeah, it would have been as easy if Luna was still alive too. It felt wrong to just take it. Like we were just using and abandoning her.
Is something the matter? You and Fi are the magenta pair. Without the green solo bracelet, you won't be able to open the secondary door.
I know. It's just...
Then...
He pressed the bracelet gently into my hand.
If you don't wish Luna's death to be meaningless, then you must survive. Or do you intend to die without catching her killer?
Right. Yes. Thank you, Kay. I sighed and closed my hand around the cold net.
Good. Shall we go?